Because if you keep starting from the start, you're never going to get to the end.
I know. Yeti F coming at you with a gear review, this time of the Black Diamond Highline soft shell jacket. Soft shell jacket. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to say that right. Anyway, this is the jacket. Look at it. Look at it in all of its glory. You may have seen my short that I did when I was running with it. Yeti F. I'm out here testing my new Black Diamond Highline. So far, so dry. Look at it. It's glorious. Still running. Still dry. Still glorious. Oh yeah. And I pointed out how glorious it looks. Doesn't it look good?
Mm-hmm.
You like it?
I do.
I look nice?
You like, not dapper. What is it? Dashing.
Okay. Not dapper. What's the word? Like a putz. So I went down a jacket rabbit hole. It was bad. It was taking a toll on the marriage. My wife was just like, if I have to hear about these jackets one more time, I'm leaving you. I'm taking the kids. We're going to Arizona where it never rains, and I will not have to be burdened with rain jacket questions ever again. I know, but all I wanted to do was talk to you about it. I learned so much throughout the day. At the end of the day, I just want to unload my jacket knowledge.
I know.
So now I'm going to unload that jacket knowledge on you, dear listener. It's harder than you would think to review jackets on a camera. Anyway, so this is it. The Black Diamond Highline Soft Shell.
What do you like about it?
I like everything about it. So when I went down the jacket rabbit hole, it was between this guy and the Arc'teryx Beta AR. Neck and neck. The Arc'teryx Beta AR is made out of Gore-Tex Pro, and it's their most durable. Like, Gore-Tex is known for being waterproof, right? But then everybody, when you'd watch these reviews, it's like you got to treat your jacket. You got to send it through the wash with a specific chemical, and then you got to spray it down. Otherwise, it loses its water resistance. And I'm like, well, if it's made out of Gore-Tex, how is it losing water resistance? Isn't that Gore-Tex's whole thing, is keeping water away from your skin? I keep looking this way to look at my wife, by the way. She's here. She's running the camera, kind of. She's producing. You're the producer.
I'm the producer.
The producer/seducer.
Mm-hmm.
Hubba. So I was like, well, I don't get it. If it's made out of Gore-Tex, what's the problem? So here's how it works. It's a 3-layer. In the middle layer is the Gore-Tex one. And the outer layer is what you need to treat, as well as washing it. So the Gore-Tex, it breathes, right? It's got a lot of holes in it. Those will fill up with dirt. And if they fill up with dirt, it's not going to breathe so well, which, you know, I don't know how much I care about. But the outer layer the water won't bead. See how the water beads up and falls off on this? That'll stop happening if you don't treat your jacket. And I was like, dude, I don't want to be treating a jacket, because the Beta AR.
Yeah, see, mine's not.
Yeah. You've got
a very old marmot.
She's got a very old marmot. So what happens is you have to.
I know how much yours beads.
I know. Look at the beading. Look at the beading.
Mine is like, I can already feel it. Oh, maybe I do need a new.
You can feel it? Well, can I recommend the Black Diamond Highline? I'm quite a fan. So you got to wash it with the right stuff to get the dirt out of the Gore-Tex so the Gore-Tex can breathe, and then you got to finish it off by spraying it down so that the water will bead up.
Not this jacket.
Not this jacket, though. So Black Diamond was like, we got a special type of material. It is called, it's on the jacket, BD Dry, baby. What a creative name. BD Dry by Impel is the name of the company. If you go to their website, it's a pretty cool website. But if you go to Black Diamond's website, their guy who procures their materials, he's the one who goes through and talks to you about like why they chose what they chose. And why they chose what they chose was, so there's a test. The industry does a test, and the test is basically they put a hopper full of water, they put the garment like this, and they let it rain down for 10 minutes. And if water doesn't get through, then you pass, and if it does, then you fail. And that's what most of them use. But Black Diamond was like, we're going to use this harder test. This harder test is they put it underneath the water, I think it was like for 45 minutes, and they agitate the material. Agitated. And if you can pass that test, then you get rated. And they showed their ratings versus all the other competing brands. And like, I think this jacket got a 4 out of 5. And at first it might say, well, it's not 5 out of 5. So what are you doing? You got yourself a rip-off jacket. No. All the other jackets, like Arc'teryx, their Beta AR was on there, and it didn't even pass. It said it failed at less than 1 minute. Whereas this bad boy at least got rated. Not only at least got rated, 4 out of 5 stars. And I ran in this thing yesterday, 45 minutes, still dry. I can't really. Bone dry. Bone dry. My base layer feels no moisture. It's not moist. Uh-oh. I just said the word moist. That means any chick watching this right now, they just left. They said thumbs down and they bailed.
People don't like the words moist and chunks.
Chunks?
I've heard people not like chunks.
That's not what we're here to talk about. We digress. What were we talking about? Okay, so this guy's made out of a technology...
What are the features?
I'll tell you about the features, but first I want to tell you about the technology a little bit more. So this guy never needs to be treated. That was another huge plus, because then you got me down a rabbit hole of PFCs. It's these forever chemicals that once they get into your body, that your body has no way of getting them out of you except for breastfeeding.
No, that's a different thing.
So these PFCs is this forever chemical that once they get inside your body, they never leave, right? And they're linked to, I mean, it's not like, you can't say causality, like this equals this, but it's linked to like hypertension, blood clotting, cancer, all these different things. And I was like, oh boy.
A bunch of plastic companies just are starting to have to pay out lawsuits because of contaminating water.
Nobody can make you nervous like Mrs. Yeti. I went down a jacket rabbit hole and I was a happy camper. And then she's like, you want to worry about what chemicals are in your jacket? And I was like, no, I don't. She's like, tough. But anyway, this guy's made out of technology that doesn't need to ever be reapplied. It's going to stay waterproof and you don't need to treat it with these chemicals that could then so it's PFC free is what it's called. And they say that their Impel technology, what they do is they make it without using water. So most other companies in their, what's the name of the chemical that they use? There's a chemical that you spray on it. PFCs. I've gotten lost
DWR. What he wanted to say was DWR.
So Black Diamond, in their making of this jacket, what they do is they interweave the waterproofness into every single fiber, so it never has to be reapplied, and it just stays beating up water for days and days and days. Whereas, look at you. You're soaked. You look like little orphan Annie over there. Oh, I feel so bad for you. You can go rain jacket shopping. So that's why I chose this.
I don't have to go shopping now.
You know?
You did the research.
I did the
research. What kind to get.
That's right. I'd done the research. I went down the rabbit holes, and I'm back. I'm back with a bucket full of knowledge to tell you all about this jacket. So, the features that I was looking for when it came to a jacket was number one, I wanted pit zips, because I intend to run in this, which I have been doing, and pit zips, here you go, and it's huge. Look at that. And then one complaint that I heard in other people's videos, they could not figure out how to get this bad boy up once it's down. So pro tip, so use the hand that is attached to the armpit that you're working on, get it halfway. So pro tip, a lot of people on the internet, once the armpit zip is down, they can't figure out how to get it back up. So here's how you do it. Get it halfway and then take it all the way up. You're welcome. That's for free. You can have that tip. I'm a nice guy. So I wanted it to have pit zips. This has pit zips. I wanted to not have to be washing it with DWR. I think that's the name of the chemical, DWR. I didn't want to have to be reapplying anything. I just want it to work. And it just works. Oh, other features. So the hood is mammoth. So you can fit a helmet underneath here, which is there you go. But what you can do if you don't want it to be so big so that you're like Mr. Magoo walking around, it's got this little guy in the back. Where am I? What? Am I on the camera? Oh. There it is. And then, oh, look how cool I look. I look like I'm coming out with a new rap album. Ooh, Yeti F. What would my rap album be about?
Hard times on a dirt road.
That's a country song. Hard times on a dirt road. And then it did take me a while to get this hood back to its regular way. I figured out the trick there too. So the button's kind of hidden. You hit the button. And then you have to pull it from the side and then the other side. So here's the thing on the internet. So I saw a couple different videos of people testing out this jacket, which by the way, can't see a full frame. Could you hold this? Put it down a little bit. So here's the jacket full frame. That's what it looks like. Nobody on them internets has done this though. I got the Highline pants that match. Yo, hanging with Yeti F. Black Diamond's very own website did not do these guys justice. You cannot really tell. So you look at it with black, and it looks like this patch right here that helps you protect your boot. It looks like it's a completely different color, and it's going to stand out and be weird. It blends in completely. It's got, come down again. It's got full zippers on the side, so if you need like ventilation or whatever, you can open those guys up. They're great. And I don't get why nobody, because think about it, you want a rain jacket, right? Because it makes all the sense in the world. You're out in the water, or in the wetness, and you want to keep dry, so you get a rain jacket. Well, why don't you wish that same dryness for your legs? Why? Why don't you want dryness for your legs?
Mine are soaked.
Your legs are soaked right now. What did your legs ever do to you, man? Do you want to keep them dry? Keep them dry. So yeah, now I got the whole outfit, man. Look at me. So that's the Black Diamond Highline. I like it a lot.
What other features does it have?
Well, it's pretty minimalistic, actually. I'll tell you this. Oh. So it's also got super... I wouldn't say super. So it's got some hand pockets for you. Hand pockets right here. They're kind of high up on the jacket, so you can use it with a climbing harness. It's up out of the way. It's also got a chest pocket. So if you're hanging off of a mountain or whatever, and you want to get like your Kit Kat out, or maybe you were like, this is the perfect time to take a selfie right now, put it right here. Or if you got some snacks, you got some snacks in there. It's a perfect snack pocket. And then the cuffs. It's got some cuffs. It's got some cuffs Velcros. And I'll tell you that this guy right here, nobody pointed this out. This is like a cool rubbery material. It feels cool. So it's got some generous, what would you call these? Cuff Velcro for your jacket. Cuff things. Okay. So I guess I should say that if you're worried about spending, because it retails for $300, you can find it on sale. It was just on sale for Memorial Day for 25% off. If you're worried about spending that kind of money on a rain jacket, it's more than just a rain jacket. It's like a hard shell. They call it a soft shell because it's stretchy. But what you can do is if you're wearing it out in colder weather, if you layer underneath it appropriately, you can use it in colder climates, environments, situations. But I will say this, it does have no insulation. It is very thin. It is very breathable. When I run with it, you can feel like the wind coming through it. Like, it's nice. It keeps you cool. But if you wanted it to be warmer, put on some fleece underneath there, man. Get yourself a base layer.
Be great for spring skiing.
Would be great for spring skiing. So I do recommend it. Black Diamond Highline. Glorious. Yeti F. Just nailing it with these reviews.